In this lesson, we're going to look at payslips, and specifically gross pay, net pay, and deductions. So when you're looking at a payslip, it can be quite a confusing thing. This is the way your payslips are set out as a teacher. You've got employee numbers, national insurance numbers, tax, NI, pensions, net pay, gross pay, deductions. A lot of information going there, and it can be quite confusing. So I'm going to break it into parts and go through each bit individually. This is a different pay slip, and the addition of overtimes over here and different things. So let's have a wee look at what some vocabulary that came up in the pay slips were. So there was tax in the pay slip, income tax. Now, everybody that's got a job has to pay income tax. That's what the government get, and they use the income tax to pay for things like education, health, transport, and other factors. You might wonder where the government gets all its money. It's generally from us. We pay tax, and then they're able to spend that on different things. The person in charge of the government, the Prime Minister, he gets to decide what to spend the money on. There's also something called national insurance, and that was on the pay slip as well. And everybody has to pay national insurance. Basically, that helps to pay if you're sick, for sick pay, if you're unemployed and you're on benefits. You need to have a national insurance contributions in order to pay for that. It also goes towards the state pension, which is a pension that the government automatically pay you at retirement age. It's not very big, but it allows you to have some income when you retire. And finally, the last thing we're going to look at is pensions. Pensions can also be called superannuation. So when you see the word superannuation on exercise, it just means your pension. So when you pay extra towards a pension for when you retire, that's another pension on top of the state pension that you can get. You don't need to contribute to a pension, you can just rely on the state pension, but it's not very big, and most people want to take up an extra pension. Okay, another interesting thing that I got through the post not that long ago is where does your tax and NI go? So this came through for me, and this is what the government spent the money I gave in tax and national insurance throughout the year. And it breaks it down into who got the most and who got the least, and it's quite interesting reading. If you look at the top, it says welfare. That's the money that goes towards benefits and keeping people that don't have jobs and money. That is the biggest factor that my tax and national insurance contributions went to, above paying for the NHS and health, above the state pension, above defence, that's the army, and so on. If you look down the list, the least contribution was to the EU budget, the European Union. Now we're coming out of that now, so I guess that might go. Overseas aid to help people overseas, £84, and so on. So you can have a look through that yourself. Again, it's quite interesting. So once you get a job, you'll get pay slips through, and you'll get things like this through to tell you where your money's been spent.